A drifter arrives in a city full of crime, but after rescuing a girl, he decides to start getting rid of everyone who harms the town. Hence, Hobo with a shotgun today. If you enjoy the video, support the channel by liking, subscribing, and enabling notifications. It's free and really helps me keep growing. Let's get started. Our protagonist, Hobo, is a homeless man who travels by train to a town that doesn't seem very safe because everything is full of vandalism. They even offer him money to let them beat him up. Later on, we meet Logan as he's running away from a car, chained up and with a manhole cover around his neck. So he asks people for help until he sees Hobo, but he just ignores him and walks away. At that moment, Drake, Logan's brother, arrives in a truck appearing indifferent towards him. Drake has been mistreating him because he wants him to join his game, Drake's Show. So his children and Bunny Slick take the chained man to a sewer to put him in there until only his head is left. Then, one of the boys threatens the people so that everyone can see what will happen, while his father gives them an entertaining speech. Before putting a crown of thorns on Logan, a collar is attached to a truck. They end up ripping his head off to make it rain blood in which a half-naked girl bathes. Sometime later, we see Hobo in an electronics store. And even though he wants the lawnmower that's on display, he doesn't have enough money. So later, he starts making signs to ask for money. Since he prefers not to lie about a sick child, he simply writes that he's tired and wants the lawnmower. At night, some people give him money, while others choose to mock him. However, he gathers some coins as Slick arrives in his car. He follows him to a bar where people are mistreated for entertainment. The boy is there to confront a man who owes them money. While they are interrogating him, a girl named Abby arrives to try to stop them. But Slick insults her to let his brother break the other guy's arm. To prevent future pain, the boy gives him a highly sought-after magic powder that everyone will want to try. They seek out Abby, offering her money for intimate services. As they begin, a van arrives with a masked individual. The girl is kidnapped, but the protagonist is there to prevent it. After suggesting Slick put away the knife, he knocks Slick out with a bag of coins. Later, he takes the boy to the police station to talk to the chief. Upon arrival, he attempts to persuade him to initiate an operation to eliminate crime, as people everywhere mistreat others without concern. However, the chief tells him that his hands are tied, since some officers work with Drake. He'll do what he can after giving him a town welcome with his weapon, as the entire police department works for the criminals. At that moment, the brothers come in to torture our protagonist with a knife, so Slick writes his name on his chest and then throws him in the trash. Meanwhile, Abby searches for clients to earn quick cash. But while she's talking to a guy, Hobo shows up again to stop it and asks the girl for help, since she's the only person he knows in the city. They go to her house to treat his wounds, but he prefers to talk about their shared longing for family. When the girl allows him to sleep in her bed, she provides a bear-patterned sweater to prevent bloodstains on the sheets. The vagabond seizes the chance to share intriguing bear facts with her. The next day, our protagonist is walking when he sees kidnapped girls being taken away and nobody seems to care. And then he goes to the guys from the beginning so they can pay him for getting hurt. He smashes a bottle on his head and they pay him more to chew the glass. In this town, entertainment pays well. He returns to the store to examine the lawnmower more closely, but when he finally smiles, robbers arrive at the store. They threaten to kill a mother and her child if they don't give them the money. At that moment, Hobo notices the price of a shotgun matches the lawnmower he wants. He grabs it to take out all the robbers in the store and to send a message so the city gets better. Plus, he pays for the gun like the good man he is. Then he goes to the guy from the videos to make him eat the tape. This is how he starts getting rid of all the criminals in town. To protect the women of good standing and reduce the sale of magic powder on the streets, in addition to preventing girls from being kidnapped by a fake Santa Claus. Now our protagonist has made headlines in the newspapers as the vigilante vagabond, and even other people have started to organize to deliver justice like our protagonist. However, Drake dislikes this as it ruins his business, and his annoyance grows when he sees that Slick has a black eye because a vagabond hit him, but the guy can't allow his family to be mocked like that. He tells his son to think big and make his name so feared that people are afraid just hearing it. The next day, the brothers go to a bus to ask the kids cheerful questions before going to school. When everyone shouts they like hobos, news reports indicate no child survivors. The brothers arrive at the news station because he wants to send a message to people to kill the hobos to see if they don't want to die. And then Drake appears to offer a good reward to whoever kills Hobo. So the whole town starts hunting the hobos to kill them, even if they're with their children. Meanwhile, the protagonist hides under a bridge on the outskirts, fearing for his life. During the night, everything is chaos and the police are patrolling when they see Abby walking, because it's the same officer who went looking for her before, so he tells her to get in for some fun. The girl isn't working today, so she ignores the officer, upsetting him. She runs to a bridge to escape, but the man catches her and continues to force her against her will. However, our protagonist arrives to save her again and shoots the officer without any regrets. As everyone heard, the shotgun goes after the homeless man to get the reward. But Abby manages to hide him in a shopping cart, tricking everyone so they can escape the place. After running, they reach her house, unaware that the man who owes Slick money is observing them. And then, our protagonist tells Abby that he wanted to buy the lawnmower to start his own business. So she supports his idea and even offers to be his partner so they can leave town together to fulfill their dream. While the brothers arrive at the place, Abby packs everything she needs to leave as soon as possible. Hobo isn't in a hurry, but they gather important items when they hear someone coming, and Yvonne breaks down the door. Then the hobo tries to grab his shotgun, but the boy is faster and starts beating him with his ice skates. Meanwhile, Slick terrifies the girl, not expecting her to attack him with a piece of glass. Then he follows her into the room to slowly cut her throat with a saw. On the other hand, Hobo manages to hit Yvonne with the shotgun. But when he comes back to attack him, he shields himself with the toaster, making the ice skate fit like a loaf of bread so he can electrocute him. Now they go to save Abby in the room, forcing Slick to dress like her to get him out of the house when Ivan wakes up. Then, our protagonist shoots the guy in his private parts, throwing him into the phone booth. He seizes the chance to speak with his father one final time before the burning truck arrives to transport him to hell. Later, Hobo brings Abby to the hospital, threatening the nurse to get immediate treatment for her. He refuses to leave until he knows she is safe. So the doctors operate on him as best they can when he seems to die, but they won't let him go, even if he has to relive the blows. Abby wakes up hours later with the protagonist beside her. He gives her nearly wilted flowers as a small gesture of remembrance. He asks her to change her lifestyle to find true happiness, as he intends to complete his mission by killing Drake. You can't solve all the world's problems with a shotgun. Meanwhile, Drake orders the plague to go after the homeless man, so a couple of mercenaries start arming themselves with chains and swords to look for our protagonist. At the hospital now, Hobo walks up to the newborn baby's room to tell them that life won't be easy. They must choose their dedication carefully, as they can either make money illegally or deliver justice with a shotgun like he does. The plague reaches the hospital despite a doctor's attempt to shoot at them, but the bullets bounce off their armor, so they start killing everyone they find, hanging them from the ceiling with a hook. Then, the hospital loses power and our protagonist knows that Abby is in danger. As he departs, he notices the suspended corpses and rushes to the girl's room, where the plague has a surprise waiting for him. Hobo is taken to a prison, where he asks for a light for his cigarette as they battle a giant octopus. At that moment, Ivan arrives and sees the vagabond there. However, he insults the boy, claiming his father doesn't love him. Meanwhile, Abby takes the shotgun and heads to the store to upgrade her weapons, determined to help the protagonist at any cost. But when she's done, a horde of people corners her when they see the shotgun. So the girl gives a speech about the justice of the vagabonds, which leaves everyone wondering if what they're doing is right. In a scene change, Drake's show starts again, where he thanks Plaga for bringing Hobo as today's special guest. He will finally get rid of the annoying vigilante who killed his son. Then he puts a manhole cover on his head to kill him, just as he killed his brother Logan. Although everything stops when Abby appears, threatening to kill Ivan if he doesn't release Hobo. However, Drake doesn't care about his son. and shoots him so the plague can get rid of the girl. She fights back, killing one of the mercenaries with the lawnmower she uses as a shield. She then uses an axe to cut the rope, saving the homeless man from decapitation. Unfortunately, Drake is still there and grabs the girl from behind, dragging her to the lawnmower, which is still running, to cut off her entire left hand. So the bone of her arm is exposed, and she ends up using it to stab the guy to death. Now she goes to Hobo to get him out of the sewers, but since she only has one hand, she starts pulling his hair and even uses the bone of her arm as leverage to free him. Then, the hobo grabs his shotgun to set the ground on fire and try to stop the plague. Although the mercenary simply leaves when he realizes that our protagonist is determined to protect her. He accompanies her to provide comfort after her significant blood loss. They discuss their plans for later. The girl wants to see bears at the zoo with Hobo, but he believes the animals should be free. He leaves with a mumbling Drake, still alive, vowing revenge on the pair. The police arrive then to corner him, because they won't let their mafia leader be killed, although suddenly the whole crowd turns against them, because they won't let the show stop either. Our protagonist, only caring about Abby now, says his final words to Drake before shooting him with the shotgun. Gunfire erupts between the police and civilians. They also shoot the instigator, killing him. The girl screams, devastated by losing the only man who genuinely cared for her. This was Hobo with a shotgun. Remember to like, comment about other movie suggestions for the channel, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss upcoming videos.